Hi, welcome to Mouse People. My name is Maria and I am so glad that you joined me today because we're going to do a little exploring together. So grab some hot tea and let's go on a little journey. All right, so we are trying out a new camera today. The camera that we have been using is the Canon M50, so you can see here we do use an external mic on it, and it also fits onto it's not really a tripod, it's the stand that our light goes on. And this has been a wonderful camera, but as you can see it's a little large. So when we go on trips, we took this camera and then we have a smaller external microphone that goes with it, but it's still pretty bulky and a little bit heavy. And so today what we're recording on is our new Canon G7X. And so let me know if you notice any difference in video or audio quality. The camera that we're using today is a much smaller, compact size, and a lot of Disney vloggers and YouTubers do use it. So I'm curious to see if there's a difference in quality, and then when we walk around and keeping it in my purse or backpack, it will be much easier. Brian could even put it in his pocket. So, and we have a couple fun things planned where we may need to use two cameras. So without further ado, the topic of today is showing you a background tour. All right, so here we are, and we are going to start right here. And some of you may remember our little alien fascinator, which came in our bibbidi bobbidi boxes. And Orange Bird from a recent trip that Brian and I took to Epcot. And he is a drink holder, so you can see how he works, and you can refill him, give him a little lobotomy there. And I love his little leaf accents. He is very sweet, fun to look at, so I'm glad that we got him at the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot this year. And of course you might have met the alien, and this cutie pie I picked up at Hollywood Studios on one of our trips to Walt Disney World, and he's so cute. I didn't even know they made a plush of him, so when I saw him he had to come home with me because why wouldn't he? He's so cute. So he's joined us up here too. But the main theme of this background is books, so I will show you a few of them. This is a Disney Beauty and the Beast book, and it is a children's storybook. It has some nice illustrations that are from the animated classic. So, whoa. And yeah, here's a tip here. I've been using some of that sticky tack to help hold some things up so they don't fall down. And then sometimes it doesn't work as well, as you can see. This book came in a little gift set, and Noah and Abe each got one from their aunt and uncle, and it's Olaf, Do You Want a Hug? And it came with an Olaf stuffed animal, and it was in a cute gift box too. The kids have other little toys stuffed in there. So it's a very basic book. So come on, let's hug. And it's really cute. And it says, or it has the stuffed animal too that you can hug. So that's really sweet. So that's a fun book. This is Peter Pan, and it's a 3D storybook. So you can open up the back of it, and there are 3D glasses in here. So I like how they store and that it's resealable, because then you can make sure you don't lose the 3D glasses. And as you can see, there is the story of Peter Pan, and of course Nana, how sweet is she? And then you can kind of tell that they have the special look where when you look at it in 3D, that it would give you a nice special effect. So that is a fun one. And going along with the 3D storybook is an additional one, and this one is Lion King. I am really looking forward to the new Lion King that's coming up. I wonder if you are too. It looks, it's just such a great story. Look at how sweet Simba is. So sweet and innocent. And then there's nice illustrations in this book as well, so you can enjoy the 3D concept. All right, that's my hot tea. This is a little book from when I was younger. It's a Winnie the Pooh flip book. So it has Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, and it's the kind where you can do it like a cartoon. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's Tigger bouncing up and down, as Tiggers do. And then if you turn it this way, then you have Winnie the Pooh chasing a butterfly. So I always thought that was amazing, and the boys still enjoy looking at it and kind of getting a glimpse into some animation. All right, this is a little board book, and we had a whole pile of these. They came in like a little set, and the boys would enjoy looking at these and reading them when they were younger. There was yeah, a lot of different ones were included in that set. Of course, these two are dioramas. I showed them in an earlier video. We have Splash Mountain and Pirates of the Caribbean. Purchased these at the Emporium at Walt Disney World and put them together. I think they're pretty fun. Oops, there goes all of our sliding books here. Okay, so let's go down to the next row here. We have, starting out with this book, this is Walt Disney, an American Original by Bob Thomas. And this is my bookmark, so I haven't gone very far in the book. Boy, I feel like I should have a Disney bookmark in there, right? But I've heard some good things about this book, and I was curious and wanted to read it myself. So that is one of my in-progress books. All right, this isn't, you know, Star Wars is now Disney, and this is my son's book, and he loves Legos, and so it's Star Wars Legos. So I put it in there because we have a lot of Star Wars fans, and Mitzi and Melissa, I'm looking at you, so we had to include a little ode to Star Wars here. All right, next up, oh, look at this beauty. This 101 Dalmatians book, this belonged to my husband Brian, and it's so cute. 1974 for Christmas, it said, and you can tell that it's well loved. It's a very sweet book. So since 1974, huh? That is really cool. All right. We have a little calendar here, and I just put it to June since we're filming on different days and releasing on different days. This was from the Easter Disney gift swap box, and this is from Sweet Mitzi from Bells of Cotton. And what a cute calendar for Steamboat Willie, and it has all the different dates that you can change for the months, and you can change the numbers for the dates. Okay, coming into the next little cubby hole, we have Thumper, and Thumper is a Jim Shore figurine, and Thumper was from a Bibbidi Bobbidi box, my first ever Bibbidi Bobbidi box, and my first Jim Shore, so I think it's really cute, and I'm enjoying that, and it came right before Easter too, which was also kind of nice. All right, the next book in here is Disney Who's Who, an A to Z of Disney characters, and this book is really neat, and this is from my cousin Laura to us for Christmas. They do have a nice table of contents, and I know that some people will use this book and will take it with them when they visit the parks, and then they would be able to have characters sign by the character in the book. So if you took it to Toy Story Land in Walt Disney World, you could have Woody sign right next to his picture. So that's just kind of a neat way that some people use this book. Okay, so I had to get in another picture of Kevin there and all the up characters. So it's just really neat. It tells you some more information and some backstories on the different characters. So this is a really neat little reference book. Okay, let me put the Who's Who book back. And next up we have Who Was Walt Disney? And this is actually from a children's series. It's a nonfiction series, and their aunt gave this to Noah and Abe, and it's really neat. It has both some illustrations in it and some stories about all parts of his life from being a young boy. You can tell they were reading it, and some animation and lots of neat things. So not actual photographs, but some hand-drawn illustrations. So I think it's pretty neat so that young people can read and learn about it. And you know, they often do biographies, so that's a person that they could choose in school. So that's pretty cool. On this level of the shelf, I keep my purses because I like to display them, and then I can also quickly grab them to change them out. I've got my Dooney and Burke, which I won at one of the Disney auctions for Give Kids the World. This is a lounge fly from a Bibbidi Bobbidi box. This is my Disney Parks lounge fly, and that is a great park bag. And then we'll show you the other side. Welcome back to the left side of our background tour. So when we left the right side, we were looking at some of the bags and purses. This is another Disney Dooney and Burke, and this is Winnie the Pooh. I purchased that in Orlando. A Dooney and Burke, this was my first ever one and still remains one of my favorites. And then the Disney Dooney and Burke with the character ear hats. Classic golden books, I'm sure we've all had those. This one is Peter Pan, and I have another golden book here too, Beauty and the Beast. This is kind of a unique one. This is the Three Little Pigs, and then you can see the Big Bad Wolf, and this is a Disney book, but you may notice that Les Trois Petites, I won't even pretend to be able to pronounce this, but the book is in French. And if we take a look inside, it is all in French. We had a family member that went to France, and they brought us back this book. So that's just pretty neat. The next book that we have was actually my husband's from when he was younger. It's called The Magic Grinder. And the inscription inside says Merry Christmas, and it's 1974. So this has been a well-loved book and really neat. Okay, the next book is for young adults, and this book is called Kingdom Keepers, and it is book number 1. So this is a whole series of books that are set in the Magic Kingdom. We started reading this together, and it was, I think that the boys will enjoy it maybe in another year or two, but it's a really nice chapter book for young adults. Okay, behind here I have some guidebooks. We have a field guide to Walt Disney World's Best Kept Secrets. It's actually the Hidden Mickeys, and it's nice because it tells you different locations and where to find hidden Mickeys. So you can make it a game and try to find them from the clues, or you can go straight to kind of the key and it will tell you more specifically about the hidden Mickey. This was the trip that wasn't. We have a book about Disney Cruise Lines, and we did actually have a cruise booked, and then we just couldn't spend the price on it. We were able to buy our annual passes and take a couple trips with the price that it would have cost us to go on the cruise. Yep. So we didn't end up doing the Disney cruise. Maybe someday we will. I hear amazing things about the ships. Whoa. This book brings back lots of great memories because this was the book that I used when we first made our first trip. And this is the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World from 2014. All right, so coming up here to the top, this is a Walt Disney World for kids, and it's also a guidebook. And this one is laid out in a little bit simpler. There are things about the different attractions, there's little tips and things that kids tell you. And so that is a nice little book for the kids to have their own guide, because obviously, you know, there's a difference in what you want to digest. All right, next up we have a CD storybook, and you can choose from one of 4 different stories. The CD will play it, and then you can follow along in the book. So there's some nice illustrations, and that is a fun one. Next up we have a read aloud storybook. We have Lilo and Stitch. Again, beautiful illustrations and a nice storybook. It's long when you go sit down to read that one. All right, some of you might be wondering, this is our Young Living essential oil diffuser, and you mix water, you drip some essential oils in there, and then it has many benefits, and we just enjoy it. It infuses the room with a wonderful fragrance from the essential oils. Okay, this one is called Treasures of Disney Animation Art, and this is older too. This is from when I was younger, and this book, let's see, I don't know what the date is, but it has some nice illustrations. There's Ferdinand, and not a lot of text to it, but a lot of really unique illustrations when you are interested in the artwork side of things. We have another diorama. This is the Haunted Mansion one. Goes with the other ones. We have this little tiny Mickey Mouse hardback book that's well loved, and Dog got a hold of it one time. And Abe loves this book, just the little sides of it. You can see he's got a little bookmark in here. So there's a few illustrations and also text. And then we have the big book up here. This is The Art of Walt Disney, and from Mickey Mouse to the Magic Kingdoms. And I didn't have a lot of experience with Disney when I was little. I hadn't gone to the parks, but this book is really strong in my memories. And I wanted to show you a couple things. The copyright for the book is, well, I can show you this part right now. So when you turn the pages, there is a fold out of all these different characters. And when I was younger, I just thought that was so cool because there were so many characters. So here's the copyright. It's 1975. And there's a lot of different text and pictures in here. I remember looking at this Mickey Mouse and being fascinated because his ears looked so different. And I remember asking my dad, well, what does the fingers mean? Like the 2 fingers up. And that's probably the first time that I had heard of like the peace sign. So I thought that was neat that Mickey was doing that. This is a picture from Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, just showing some of the animation. It's a bar of soap, yet it fascinated me. Just the way it looked so real, like you could see the wear, but you could see the texture, like you can almost feel it or smell the soap bar. So just fascinating. So even as a kid, I was fascinated with this picture. And then there's one picture in here that I was terrified of, but yet I would look at it and then I would close the book and be so scared that it was in the book. And that is Chernabog. Oh my goodness. He is so scary and so evil looking. And this is from the Fantasia part of the book. And the picture is so small, but I thought it was like a huge full-page picture because I just remember being so scared and closing the book and putting it back on the shelf because it was so scary. And so that book is a fun one for me to remember. So I am going to show you one last thing, and that is the picture right here. And this is Mickey Mouse, if you didn't already figure that out. He is in like a contemporary type picture, and that was just it was almost on cardstock, and a friend of mine gave that to me, and then I decided to frame it because I really liked how he looked. And I think it's a neat little piece of art, and it's Mickey Mouse, but it's not you know, this standard Mickey Mouse that you see. So lots of fun. That actually goes downstairs in our kitchen. So do you have any of these books? Are we book twins, or do you have a favorite book memory from when you were younger? Please let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you have a great week, and smile.